such metal are the Bani Yas tribes from the Liwa oasis. More than 2 centuries ago, in 1761, their ancestors discovered a well on Abu Dhabi Island. And there they built the first huts of what was to become the country's capital. And indeed, until very recent times, the inhabitants of Abu Dhabi town were still living in homes of baked mud or brittle palm leaves. One building alone stood above and apart in its aloof and dilapidated dignity. The palace of the ruler. Sheikh Shakbut bin Sultan, the former ruler of Abu Dhabi, had granted concessions to various oil companies for exploration in his domain and isolation. Economic depression has not the same meaning for the Bedouin, who have always come to terms with hardship. The people of Abu Dhabi were assured at least of subsistence. They could make do. Their manner of life and even their costume have barely changed since the days of Abraham. Their folklore and their poetry are not of tranquil things, but of wars and gallantry, of loyalty, courage and conquests. Water is scarce in the desert. Out of necessity, they will cover hundreds of miles each year in search of grazing and water. That same year, the ruler formally declared sovereignty over Abu Dhabi's offshore areas. Then, in 1953, after 2 years of negotiations, he granted a concession to explore 12,000 square miles of seabed off the coast of Abu Dhabi.